Hey, what's up, guys? Sean here with Blue Ridge Silverhound. Glad you were able to make it on to this week's edition of the Pocket Change Market Report for July 7, 2022. Got this out a day later than anticipated. First and foremost, I wanted to give you guys a quick update. My wife is doing a lot better. She ended up with a pretty bad stomach bug that got us all worried. So took her to the emergency room, and turns out she had just that, and she was extremely dehydrated. So the missus is back. She actually wanted to go back to work today, so she did just that. She's doing a lot better, and I wanted to personally thank each and every single one of you for all of your support. I threw up that little community post because I had done a video in a few days. And yeah, it was kind of a unnerving, period of time. I would say probably I got maybe a total of maybe 3 hours of sleep since July 4th, which says a lot. But we are back. Got a full night's sleep last night, which is important. And now I'm able to do the Pocket Change Market Report for you folks, as you would expect. And what else can we say? These are all some of the biggest and brightest change finds and cherry picks that sold on eBay within the last about, say, 48 hours on this particular case. This particular PCMR, I would say, is juiced, like, like MLB roids juiced. I mean, a lot of great coins on this list. It's going to heavily incentivize you to go out there and hunt for some of these, especially the brand new quarter. Wow. A few remarkable sales that we're going to share with you in this one on that, along with one target date of Lincoln Cent that most people look at, but for a specific reason. This time you're going to have a completely different reason why you should look at these coins. So let's go ahead and jump right in. Thank you again so much for all of your views and support. It means the world to me, guys. And thank you again for all the support the last few days. All right, so the first coin we're going to take a look at here is actually a good-looking 2003 P Arkansas Statehood quarter. All right, so the coin is in fantastic shape. Hard to believe that this even saw a lot of circulation, but with a little bit of circulation wear, there are things to be on the lookout for. This one right here, if you see under the word dollar on the obverse, there's a mighty thin rim cud. All right, so a piece of the die had fallen off, therefore creating this raised area on the coin. It's on the rim. It doesn't go into the actual design field area. So it's not what we call like a full-blown cud. The rim cuds are relegated to the rim, as its name suggests. This one right here does have a close-up, so that's what it looks like there. This is actually a common occurrence on a lot of modern coinage. All right, more specifically the larger denomination coins. So your quarters and your half dollars, you're going to see a lot more of this type of anomaly than you will some of the smaller denomination coins. This one right here ended up selling for a $10 bill, and that's about as much as you could ask for an error type that usually goes unnoticed. So make sure you're looking out for these, and always a good one to pull out, and they're actually more common than you realize. So don't overlook these. The next one that we have here is a 1955S Lincoln Wheat Cent. Wow, what a spectacular looking coin. Not a whole lot of distracting anything on this coin. Maybe a few nicks and ticks here and there, but this coin here is here for a reason. And it is because of the what we call the BIE die chip. This is an extremely early state of this occurrence. You could actually see just a die crack forming to combine the B and the E. These are particular states of this progression that you don't see too often. You usually see the big form die chip that connects to B and E that looks like a letter I, and that's how it gets its namesake, the BIE chip. Now, this particular coin right here, in all of its nice minty BU glory, did sell for $11.23 with 2 total bids. So not too bad. This is going to end up going probably into a BIE set that needs a much higher grade than what they already have. All right, well, it's always a good time to talk about the good old Crown die chip, which is featured on the 2021 P. Washington crossing the Delaware quarters. This was a marquee find last year and continues to live and age gracefully, even into 2022. Now, as we go on through time and this particular one-shot year of quarter becomes even more circulated, you're going to find less of these out there, especially in mid-state condition like this example here, which ended up selling for $95 with a combined 3 bids getting there. Just, again, a phenomenal coin, which features a much larger die chip that actually goes into E pluribus unum. And there's a lot to love. And, again, these will maintain its popularity, and they will eventually dry up as less people are looking for them. All right, another big one here from last year, 2021 Lincoln Shield Cent with the aforementioned K3 to K7 retained CUD die break. Man, this thing is huge. This is actually a good looking coin too. A few little water spots here and there. But aside from that, this is one of the more cleaner examples I've seen of this coin in recent memory. This particular example ended up selling for $363 with 2 bids. I believe this one had a start price of like $345 or something like that. So there were a few people interested. But again, there's not nearly as many of these available out there today, especially in nicer condition. So it's always good to see at least one of these sell on a weekly basis. But I have a feeling that these are going to dry up the same way that the Crown die chip will do as well. Prices are phenomenal. Anytime a coin that you could pull right out of change that has a date of 2020 or newer, and you still manage to make, a few $100s in the process, I mean, sign me up. That's the way to do it. All right, Coins and Cards had a really nice, what I would like to call just either a type piece or just a specific date piece for an Indian head cent collection. This is a 1864 L. All right, this is the L on ribbon Indian head cent. Based off of the condition, I would say this is probably a good solid VF 30, maybe a 35. You have, it looks and appears to have all letters of liberty present on the headdress. I think you have probably 1 diamond on the ribbon there, which kind of tells you a little bit what you need to know about the grade. Overall, nice piece. Now, the seller did mention that this is a repunch date, which is quite minor. It's one of the more minor RPDs for the date. Without getting in too close, because I didn't do a close-up view of the date, you could see the doubled curl inside the 8 there. But this one apparently also is a 180-degree rotated dies error. All right, so this one has more of a medallic turn than it does a coin turn, which is interesting. This one right here, in its current condition, actually not too bad. Ended up selling for $186.50. 21 total bids got it to that point. And this is not the last coin that we're going to see from Coins and Cards. Continually pumping out some really nice ungraded gems. Our first bit of paper money comes in the way of this one here. This one is more of a question mark than it is the case. You're just going to have to keep an eye out for these. This is a 2003 $1 bill. Seems to me that people are attempting to counterfeit this misaligned third print error. Normally with just a misaligned seal, that raises a lot of red flags because this particular seal right here in its black color also matches the 4 corner digits, the 4 2s that you see here. Based on how faded this is compared to how strong the rest of the print is on the third, there's a lot of question marks with this one. So, Apparently, it might be legit because the market and the bidding activity were quite strong at $217.09 with 70 total bids. There's a reverse that actually has some pen marks, pen writing on there, which in my personal opinion, I avoid notes that have this kind of issue. So, you just never know what we have here. It was sold, for quite a bit of money, a lot of bids, 70 bids. I mean, come on now. So, that's where we're at on this one. Again, beware when you're buying these type of misaligned prints where there's some questionable authenticity in there. Usually, if you want one, just go ahead and buy one that's already authenticated by some of the bigger third-party graders. All right, always a good one. There is actually a graded example of this same very Roosevelt dime that sold, I would say, about 2 weeks ago. 2007P Rosie right here features a really strong die crack, rim to rim, kind of all craggly and jumps around. You have little die chips and interior die breaks mixed in there as well. One of my favorites, this one is raw, all right, not a graded example. This one ended up selling for $138.80 with 4 total bids. Keep in mind, there are a number of these type of rim-to-rim die cracks that are found on like 2006 and 2007 Roosevelt dimes that come in all different shapes and sizes. Some of them more spectacular with more entry-exit points to the rim than this one here. But wow, what a strong amount of money for this coin. And more than likely, we're going to see much more of these throughout the rest of the year because they're always a good find, and Roosevelt dimes are under-searched. Now, this is one of my favorites here. This is a 2006 series $1 bill. Really, the big selling point is the serial number. All right, this is a 2-digit binary. Now, binary in the kind of like true definition sense is zeros and ones, but the fancy serial number collecting community has adopted the word binary across any 2 digits that are repeated in a certain way on the serial number line. What's cool is you also have the double E prefix and suffix on the serial number, which is notable. This one right here is sold for $20. Okay, keep in mind it does have quite a bit of circulation wear, and binaries typically in the collecting scene of fancies are kind of like the low end of the totem pole. They're actually very easy to find. Any 2 digits, again, on the serial number is what you're looking at. Okay, not a coin that you normally see ungraded. This is a 1979D Lincoln Memorial Cent. Double struck. The secondary strike is about 75% off center. Great looking coin, and it shows a lot of circulation wear, which is just crazy. The oxidation, the wear on the high points of the coin. I just, people are probably passing this coin around thinking it was damaged. So that's a pretty easy misconception with these. This particular coin sold for $117.50 with 4 bids. All right, up next is actually a decent-looking Buffalo nickel. It's a 1913D Type 1. So the Buffalo's on a raised mound on this one, but you see all sorts of what looks to be pre-lam or, just kind of like the woody improper kneeling type of issues on this one. A lot of discoloration that you see on here is just an improper alloy mix of the nickel and copper that are in these coins. So, the generic term to use for this is a defective planchet. We're just going to go with that. Thing to note that the seller did put on here was that the coin was cleaned. And that's a kind of like a rare thing that you hear or see on auction listings, is someone actually going out and saying, yeah, this coin was messed around with to make it look a lot better. And that does affect the value. This one right here is sold for $23.05 with 3 bids. So could have gotten probably a lot more because it is a Denver and a Type 1. I've seen these, and this one looks to be around like a VF20. Coins like this I've seen hit maybe $40-50. So, a little money loss here because of the cleaned aspect of it. And another cool one here. I'm willing to bet a lot of people did overlook this. All it takes is one person to completely 100% inspect the coin for everything. And that's a variety, like an RPM, or an error of some type. 1953S, the Lincoln Wheat Cent, doesn't look like anything spectacular. All right, you guys will agree with me on that. It's got little rust stains on the reverse, little grease here and there. It's got some pretty sharp nicks on the obverse rim. But if you turn the coin over on its side, yeah, this is a split planchet. Fortunately, both sides of the coin are still intact together, which is quite neat. But beware, someone would buy this to actually split the coin apart, which will do more harm than good. And you would tell the difference because the inside of the coin, after you split them apart, will show some mint red. All right, so that's kind of like one of the telltale signs. But definitely sell something like this as it is. It did sell for $19.99 with 2 bids. Considering the alternative, you could have just thrown this back, in a bag of wheat cents or whatever and not know that it is this. Oh boy, another spectacular sale. All right, just when we thought that the brand new Clash dies was a Sally Ride quarter. This is a 2022 P, by the way. Only found on Philadelphia minted coins as of right now. Just when you think that, there would be enough of these to fulfill demand and prices are starting to slip, we did see a recorded sale of $100 on this a few weeks ago. And then another sale after that ended up around like $30, with shipping. Just when you think it was all over and you'd write this off as just being a minor error, something like this comes along. Now, the clash on this is a lot stronger than the previous example. You can even see it right on there. Washington's profile with his nose and mouth right here. It's spectacular. This particular example here sold for, get this, $146 with 16 total bids together to get this one up to that level. And by the way, this is not the last time we will see this coin on the list today. Now, here's one of the first lots that we're going to talk about on the PCMR this week. And again, lots could equal profit opportunity because people selling in lots are taking a hit on the actual total value of the coins as opposed to just selling them singularly. So this would normally represent, a possible, let's go ahead and buy this. And then the idea is you're trying to double up your money. You're not going to keep the coins. You're going to relist them. Sell them singularly. But we have a lot of 3 2006P Colorado Statehood quarters with a some sort of cut die break on each of them. So you can see these two right here pretty cleanly. And then this one right here is a little bit smaller. It's going to be right here at the 9 o'clock position on the coin, reverse. And this particular 3-coin set ended up selling for $38.50. As far as opportunity-wise, the cut die break Statehood quarters tend to only sell for $10 to $15. So if you've done your homework, you'll know that something like this probably doesn't have a whole lot of room for you to make money. All right, I'm just saying it. You would buy this, relist them, and then obviously, you're going to sell them as a buy it now fixed listing. Sometimes these coins will sit there for a few weeks, maybe a few months, maybe a year. So you have to take into consideration how good the market is on some of these coins and then just wait it out. But you could certainly make money if the price is right. In this particular case, the price is a little bit too big and ambitious for there to be any sort of opportunity. Now, this is just straight up a really nice coin. 1985P, Washington quarter. It's about 35% off center. What else can you say? This is like one of the nicest examples that's free of a lot of nicks, and it shows. Just look at the actual coin part that was struck. Beautiful coin. This is going to end up in a high-end, date set. People do collect these by date. This one ended up selling for what I thought was a very fair amount of money at $132.86. Again, this is a coin that you could come across at a coin shop or a show. That people, and dealers have marked them to the price where they make them kind of a bargain. Because there's dealers that don't particularly care about errors and varieties, so they're just going to assign a price tag on there of maybe like 30, 40 bucks. And if you've watched enough of my PCMRs, you'll know that some of these dates get a little bit scarce. All right, so make sure you're looking out for deals where you can make money. This is a really good sale here, but that's more so because of the actual condition of the coin. This thing is lights out. And of course, another good one to look out for if you are a $50 roll hunter. I'm willing to bet there's a few of you that have overlooked stuff like this and maybe have written it off as either damaged or something to that effect. But we have a 1971 D Kennedy $50 struck through some greasy grease on both sides of the coin. This is actually a very common spot for struck through grease on a Kennedy. They seem to kind of just pull up here right in the middle of his head. And of course, on the reverse, you have all sorts of weakness. Look at the eagle. Very, very little detail on the actual breast and the head of the eagle, all indicating this particular strike through. This one right here sold for $13.30 with 6 bids. That is roughly 90% silver $50. So if you look at it that way, because $50 roll hunters, they go through it to look for silver. If you look for something like this, find it, sell it. That's, again, as good as some silver. All right, just a good-looking, really large cut die break on this large date 1982 Lincoln. It is indeed a bronze alloy. All right, so this is that copper tin, copper aluminum alloy that we all know and love. Way better than the Zinkins that we have today. But you also see a lot of that weakness on the reverse because there's just no pressure there when that piece of the die had fallen off. It's just going to leave this large blobby anomaly on the coin. This one sold for $134.50 with 19 bids. Again, Cuds are kings as of today. There's strong sellers all across the board. We have a 1985, I believe. And that is exactly what it is, $5 bill. Or no, 1995. All right, so this is the last year of the small head type. But we have a back-to-front wet ink transfer. You can see that there, noted by the red arrows provided by the seller. And there was a little bit of residual ink on the impression cylinder, and that's how it ends up transferring onto the opposite side of the note. This is a partial, so it's not the most expensive or valuable of this error anomaly. However, this one still sold for $52.30 as a buy it now. So pretty good. Again, another keeper if you do come across these. You're not going to find too many of these on the much newer notes, and even if you did, a lot of them I would venture to guess were pulled out by BEP employees. There's a reverse image just showing the copious amounts of wear on this one. Lots of folds. Again, not a premium example. Okay, well, I'm going to say this again out loud. This is a coin that as long as you know how to differentiate a counterfeit to a real one, you should have no problem either buying or selling the 1937D three-legged buffalo. All right, so yeah, this coin looks good in my eyes. Sold by an established seller, knows what they're doing. The only thing I question was the coin cleaned. All right, the obverse of the coin looks a little bit unnatural for the condition which they had pegged at AU. Which I think AU is a little bit strong for this. I'm thinking more like XF. But all in all, just a decent looking example. If you're looking for one of these as a type coin, then this might be the right example for you. But as a seller, again, the question really boils down to, is it worth spending the $100 or so to send this to PCGS? In most cases, I'm going to say yeah, if the grade warrants it. But low-end, low-ball pieces like a VG, just probably leave it as is and just sell it on its own. Because people are always looking for an economical example of this variety, which is well known and established in the coin community, and people that don't collect coins actually know what the three-legged buffalo is. This particular coin ended up at $790, and that's with 22 bids. All right, this is probably the best lot of the week. We have a lot of 11 coins here, all with some sort of curved clip planchets. A few interesting ones here. You have a few earlier date coins, 21, a couple 34s. Certainly warrants some extra attention. There's the 1945 with 2 clips on there. And of course, the bottom couple coins. You have a Jefferson nickel, which, 1996 is a much later date to find this anomaly, but it's not at all rare. And of course, you have a 1956 Roosevelt dime sitting there with a curved clip. So let's just get this out of the way. This lot sold for only $37.95 with 12 total bids. And in the perfect world, you could probably 3x your money on this lot. I'm serious. All of the regular date, just kind of like more common date Lincoln cents that have like a single clip, those are going to be easily 10 to 15 bucks all day long. And because most of them are wheat cent reverse, that's going to mean a lot more. All right. So yeah, this one right here, I would take a flyer on at under 40 bucks. I mean, there's no reason why you can't make money on this. The double clip, I would certainly put that up for 20 bucks. This 59, there's some legitimacy issues I have with this one. Although it looks good, I don't see a proto rim really. I mean, this one could be a legit double clip. It's just funny that they're like combined and right close to each other. But yeah, I mean, this is a really good lot here. There's some reverse images. The silver dime is the Philadelphia. There's no mint mark on the reverse. One of them has like condition issues, as you can see, but yeah, pretty good lot here. I like this one. All right, we have a few more lots. So the popularity and the thing today are the 2013 B series star notes, because these are duplicate printed serial numbers. Back a long spell ago in 2013, the Washington, D.C. BEP facility printed their own specific run of serial numbers, but guess what? 4 years later, the Fort Worth facility printed the same damn numbers over again. So the idea here is that people are looking to match up the DC and Fort Worth serial numbers. All right, and then they sell for a ton more. Want to know how much more? Like 25x more compared to how much a single note is. This particular lot right here sold for $67.50. The going average for a 2013 B star right now is roughly $20 to $25. So this is well within the mark, but it is not the only lot that this seller had sold. He or she actually had 5 other lots that they sold, 10 each, of more 2013 B star notes. This particular one right here ended up at $214.50. Best offers were accepted on all 5 lots that sold concurrently to each other. Oh wow! I mean that's over $1,000. A lot of money to be made here. People are going to the bank. They're raking in, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 at a time in dollar bills, and they're looking specifically at this. Yeah, it's a little bit of work, but man, the amount of money you're gonna make doing this on the side, if you have the time, is noteworthy. All right, noteworthy. Again, if you're out there and you're figuring, hey, I need a few $100s ASAP. All right, go to the bank, get some $1 bills. Find some of these. They're not particularly rare. People are finding them all the time. And there was millions produced. These were very high run star notes. All right. I came across this one and I'm like, wow. All right. They only had a picture of the obverse as the main picture. So I didn't think anything too much of it. In addition, the seller, I don't think, used the word CUD or die break, all right, to sell the listing. They just said error on reverse. I'm like, okay, well, I'm kind of curious. What is it? So it's a 1924D Buffalo nickel. All right, you flip this bad boy over on the picture screen, and bam, it hits you right between the eye sockets. Pretty big, sizable cut die break, and that helps kind of support the weakness that you see here on the obverse. I mean, this coin needs no further introduction. It is a dynamite example. Yeah, it's a little bit lean on the grade, probably a low-end VG. But heck, you can't really, argue the fact that this is a big one. Now, it remains to be seen if this was like a really good bargain price. It sold for $114. I don't know, guys. Much tougher date with this large cut. I think probably this coin should be worth about 2x, maybe 3x on a good day. Especially if it's graded and probably promoted on like great collections. In the perfect world, this coin would see all sorts of activity. All right, so here's the other Die Clash Sally Ride quarter. Again, only found on Philadelphia minted examples of this coin. Check out the overlay. The overlay has been getting a lot of activity. I think they're continuously being pilfered from listing to listing. But I think this is the original one that one of our panel members ended up furnishing because we had highlighted this coin as a debut find on our channel. And subsequently, I talked about this on mine as well. So, yeah, this thing is nuts. All right, this is about the biggest error so far right now in 2022 quarters. This particular example right here ended up selling for $77 with 6 bids. Again, very strong money here. Not quite the 130 some odd dollars or whatever it was for the previous example, but dang. Yeah, 70 some dollars is not too bad either. That's going to go to pay for a few gallons of gas at the end of the day. So, be on the lookout for these. They are fresh. They are out there. And a really good one to be on the lookout for. Oh, this one's really neat. This is a copper-coated zinc Lincoln cent. It's off-center, but it's also got that ragged clip fisher thing going on. This is a defective planchet, as you could tell. But, it's pretty neat. It's a dual error type coin. This one right here ended up selling for $24.60 with 14 bids. Otherwise, copper-coated zinc, no date, off-center strike wouldn't even command that kind of money on its best day. All right, it just wouldn't. But the dual error certainly helps on it. All right, so much like the previous coin, I believe it's Hallenbeck Coins has a few of these really nice listings. Again, they're kind of like on the edge of bulk or, lot-sized kind of listings. And we have a 94 to 96 3-coin lot of Lincoln Memorial cents, all really nice. I mean, these are all very minty fresh coins. You could make the argument that this is probably more for a set or a collection than it is for resale. This one right here ended up selling for $55.51 with 15 bids. And then we have another one here, 86 to 88. Again, all really nice examples. If you're looking to fast track a collection of off-center strikes, you could do a whole heck of a lot worse, So this one right here sold for $52.26 with 14 bids. And the one that caught me by surprise, by the way, you cannot resell this because, the seller realized all the money for this one. So we have a lot of 3 1974D Lincolns with that same Cud die break on the obverse. They're all the same catalog number if you're looking on Cuds on Coins' website. They all have that same weakness on the reverse of the coin, but wow, spectacular find right here. Times 3, one in which looks pretty good. This one right here sold for $171.50 with 15 bids. Yeah, I think it's 15. For a second, it looked like 13. But, yeah, $58 a coin, somewhere around there. Yeah, there's not a lot of money to be made here. This is just a really good 3-coin set that's probably going to end up in a collection. We have another duo here from Hallenbeck, a pair of 1964 Lincolns, a P and a D mint mark coin. Both off-center with full dates. So again, a little bit tougher dates for a off-center Lincoln collection. You can see the reverse looks really nice too. No damage, nothing like that. This is just a really, really commensurate 2-coin lot here. Sold for $46.01 with 19 bids. And a 43S with a little tiny clip. All right, this is a very small clip right here. Nothing really to kind of like shake stones at. But again, a one-shot, very popular coin with an error is a thing. $39.01 with 11 bids is the final. And also this 23S, very tough date, but with a lamination error, which is quite common on these. Doesn't really give the coin a whole lot more value, considering that it is more of a key date. But, you speak to any Buffalo Nickel kind of diehard, they prefer to have one without the lamination, all right? And they're going to pay more money for it. Now, this is like kind of a really nice, like, fine 15 to VF20 example. I know these come relatively weakly struck sometimes. This one right here sold for $37 with 18 bids. Again, that's more because of the lamination. All right, so the 69S, yeah, you're going to be looking for that double the die obverse, the mega rare 5-figure coin that we all want to look for. That's like a big wish list coin for some of us. Some will succeed, but a lot more will fail. But hey, let's go ahead and take a look at an alternative. All right, this is a really nice high-grade example that features really cool clash dies. Did you guys even know there was a clash die for a 69S? I didn't until now. I saw this one, and I'm like, yeah, we're going to talk about this one. It's pretty relevant. And, you see clashing all over the place. This jailbird scent is what we call it. That's what I call it, but... yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Again, another thing to tie in to one of the most widely searched dates of Lincoln Memorial cents. This one sold, get this, for $33.90. Again, that's more good stuff, for you to look out for. Good amount of money here. Again, always a favorite picture that I like to see for rotated die errors. This is a relatively newer 2021 P Jefferson nickel with a clockwise, I would say 45-degree rotated die error. You can see that there. I love the way that they use that one vertical staple placement to help kind of mate it all together without doing like mirror tricks with their photography. I like doing it this way, bar none. I'm not a proponent to imaging coins in a 2x2 holder for obvious reasons, but this is where it really works. This one right here sold for $31.16 with 11 bids. Still a strong seller. Well, I promised another coin from Coins and Cards, and did not disappoint. 1955 Lincoln Wheat Cent DDO FS101. Yeah, I don't need to give you the whole rigmarole about how these were found on cigarello packs back in the day out of a vending machine. But yeah, this is really, really cool. 1955 DDO, again, it's one of my favorite coins where I've owned only one of them, and I don't have it anymore. Darn it. This one sold for $2,827.77 with 45 total bids. What a monster of a coin. And again, yeah, this is a dealer that you could get behind on these coins. Some people worry about counterfeits. This one is legit all the way through. It has all the markers that you want to look out for, even the little die scratches on the reverse coming off the letter T in cent. That's the ticket right there. We have 2 coins left, all right? So, yeah, you figure we're going to skip through a PCMR without at least talking about one 2-feather Buffalo. But we have a good one here. 1921S, full date, which is what really matters. 2-feather, a braided die, Buffalo, so the third feather is completely gone here. Not a great, awesome grade. Probably more like a VG8 or something. I don't know. I know with a few of these 1920s Buffaloes, grade can be a little bit tough because of the strike. This one right here ended up selling for $154.99. Again, ginormous sale from this one. And then finally, we're going to end it off on the right foot. Now, yeah, this is, again, a coin that exists. It exists out there. Some will be a little bit circulated, some won't. This is a 1962 Jefferson nickel that was struck on a cent planchet. So it is bronze alloy in nature. Yeah, this right here, it looks to be damaged. I think it's damaged. I don't know. Maybe if one of my live coin Q&A people are up on watching this, maybe you guys can help me out here. I personally think it's damaged, but it could be an incomplete clip. I don't know. It really is crazy. But yeah, this one ungraded. You know, just showing the overall size of the coin, which looks to be legit. You know, in the type of error that it is. Sold for $205.48 with 15 bids. Oh, wow. What a great way to end this one off here. Again, thank you for tuning in. Sorry for not being around for a few days. You know, again, your support always immeasurable because yeah, you guys really do care, and that's all that matters. And I do care about you guys too. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this edition of the Pocket Change Market Report. A really good one. Yeah, I told you it was juicy. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what your favorite coin is. Want to always hear that. And as always, we are on TikTok as well at BlueRidgeSilverhound. Haven't posted new videos in a few weeks, but will do here very soon. That's going to go ahead and wrap it up. You guys have great luck looking for some of these other nice errors and varieties. There's plenty of them out there, and they're all worth money. Yeah, what a concept, right? You guys take care, have a good one, and I will see you on the next coin video. So long.